Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I did part one of my story time of how I came to realize my fighter mentality. So I'll continue. This is part two of my story time of how I came to realize my fighter mentality. So last time I spoke, I said that um, part about the second term in grade 7 where the result was the same result and thing. So okay, guess I'll continue. So no, this is where everything was out of hand. It's one thing to I thought that everything would stop, the picking up would stop and thing. I mean, once I didn't know that you're gonna have ups and downs in life, you're gonna have good and bad days. Fair enough, cool, got it. That's just how life is. But to consider having bad days, one of the things, guys, I had to constantly fight it at that time was, not just getting into confrontation, but I had to fight those start creeping in. I had to question if my life was really getting better. Every day I had to face the same thing. My day, by time days been rough. There are days where I have good days, but for the most part, my day was just, especially during the stretch in each term that I did during that time was just, and it actually applies for grade 8, grade 9, grade 10 as well. It's not just in grade 7 actually. So it's like my life is a cycle. It was ridiculous. And I was like, man, did my life ever get better? Because that was the question I wondered in my head. Due to me getting into confrontations every time. And it didn't take me much to get into those actually. Just me to say a couple of stuff. Don't really take much. Put it this way, when you deal with persons that don't like you, it doesn't take much to irritate them. When you're the guys that don't like you, individuals that do not like you, it doesn't take much to upset them. Anything you do will upset them. Literally anything. I can attest to this because there are moments where I was trying to get myself going, try and see if I can find some positive going on. Like I will laugh, and person don't like me, will have a problem with it. If I stare at them, that's a problem. If I'm talking to somebody, it's a problem. It's like my voice, I know them to both side, and then it's like they say, "Shut up," and I didn't tell her that, so I say, "I'm not talking to them," and then we'll get into it after that. So this period stuff I had to fight. It's just a lot of things I had to fight in my head, and it took me a while before I got to the point where I realized that my life needed to change, because I think it took grade 10 for me to realize that grade 10, grade 11, but most in grade 10, really that's the start of realization that, okay, I don't like how my life is. Constantly negative all the time. Constantly those days where you're just not going your way and things like that, not good and nothing like that. Nothing much positive to talk about. So, and it's not like I didn't do anything positive, but because in my mind I was just going through everything at the time, it was hard to say anything positive. But no, I can really look at back grade 7 to 6 form and to this in the college. I can say, if you ask me the positive now, I would say I won 6 Peace Awards, 5 6 Peace Awards, I won 3 most disciplined students awards. I came first in classes from 7 to 9 grade 8 times, only came second once, despite all those confrontations I told you guys about. Despite me having most of the time bad days, despite me having doubts in my head, despite all of that, despite me questioning myself constantly, despite just everything, yeah. So, I mean, I knew that there was good distractions, but then again, my mom warned me about that, so it came to fruition. So I had to fight distractions. So, more of the story, don't let anything stop you. That's my how difficult life is. You're going to have obstacles, you're going to have challenges, you're going to have adversities, you're going to have all of that to deal with in life. That's just inevitable. And it doesn't matter what type of adversity are there either. Being a fighter is a really good thing because it really doesn't matter the difficulty and the adversity. If as a fighter, so one of the key things as a fighter, especially whether it's physical or mentally, you gotta have as a fighter especially someone as a fighter mentally, is you gotta have the will to able to push on despite whatever adversities that you faced. If you have the willpower and your willpower is at a high level and your determination is up there, and you got all of the attributes of digging down deep to really continue to do what you do despite all of that, it really goes a long way. And one time I remember one stage I was like, man, it's almost like I don't have the will to continue. And I found out you can't afford to lose that. As a fighter, you can't afford to lose the will to able to go on. Because if you lose that, it's like, what are you gonna do? It's like, and for me, I've been in many positions where I'm on the verge of like being like, you know what, I can't bother you, man. I just want to give up most of the time, but I don't know, guys. Each and every time, someone else find a way to come back from that on the brink of giving up to continuing to push on no matter what. And it was challenging, as I said before, when I did the social situation, was me being social situations. That was challenging in itself as well. Could have waited, stop going to social events, anything social wise, but my will was just wouldn't let me give up. And even though I'm holding on by a thread most of the time, somehow I always seem to find this mysterious strength to be able to get up back and continue. If you ask me, that's God's. Because anytime I pray, I always ask God to keep me strength, God to guide me through the day, or guide me through the week and things like that, or guide me through the hard times. Because you're going to have hard times from time to time, especially as a fighter. You're going to find a situation where it's like it's almost impossible to get off. But one thing I can say is, with the help of God, you can get out of anything, even in a situation that you put yourself in. So all of this I'm talking about, guys, this is the moments where I realized I was a fighter was before I even was aware of my autism. I was aware of it, and by the time I found out about it now, I mean, did it kind of remember question myself more? Yes, it did, because things changed from that point. But by the time I found out, I already knew I was a fighter. So all I needed to do was to believe that I could get to work around my autism and able to be a fighter despite me being autistic and all that. So what really submitted me as a fighter was, especially in college. I mean, guys, persons who go to college, who know what college life is like. I mean, the workload up there is ridiculous. I can tell you for sure. It's really ridiculous, and it really, for me, I can argue, I can say that for the last 3-4 school years, they have taken its toll on me mentally. Really take a soul to a point where I'm just like, man, yo, I can't wait till holiday come here, man, and things like that, guys. That's how much those last 2 years took a lot of me. But despite that, how they are able to come up from all those. One of my biggest disappointments was when I failed CFC in 2017. Failed most subjects. I failed English, I failed math, into science, literature. On past full subject out of it. I had passed a subject the year before. I did sit and gills. So I had 3 subjects when I passed. So I needed to sit and gills. No, that's one of those moments where I could have been like, you know what, I don't know if I have anything left here, man. But again, something happens. Passed sit and gills, got to sit for barely, but got there nevertheless. And I was able to live on and fight again. So alright, cool, got it. Now I have any reason to fight on. It's not the end of the world when you experience that type of disappointment. And it doesn't matter how big it is either. You're going to have disappointments in life. It's just what you do after those disappointments and shortcomings that really matters the most. So me as a fighter, I just bounced back and said, you know what, okay. And I did social, so it's over, and I passed it. I wanted to do that over because I'm like, how did I pass history but face social studies? That made no sense to me. And I was going social studies back in 7th grade to 10th grade, so didn't know how I failed it, but did that over and passed it. So I did English the second time. I did not want to do that over, but somehow I was nervous in that exam, but I just needed to recall everything that teacher taught me, and I was gonna be good to go. So did that and pass it. So no, back to where I was in college. One of the moments I really solidified was I had this coursework to do, communication. I had an exam on the day. My head was hurting me, all that. And I even told the lecturer I wanted to carry it in Wednesday because the turning team was giving me problems. But somehow I just would seemingly find a way to teach them deep in my determination. My determination wasn't really the same, but I did just enough to be like, I don't know, I ain't feeling this course, so I'm gonna dig down deep. That's what happened. It's not my head hurts. I finished the work, I hang it in, and I did my exam on the same day. My exam was in the afternoon. Another moment I found was one of the time was I was using a laptop, trying to start my introduction to programming coursework as early as possible. The laptop stopped working on me. I was like, I can't bother, man. This is ridiculous. And things like that. I mean, I had many I can't bother moments during my first year in Money College. I ain't gonna lie. I had a lot of those moments to a point where it was, you could call it, I was like I was keeping arguing about a party because just so much workload was just ridiculous. And then, so long story short, somehow I find a way to go deep again, find a way to get that work done. So it's another work I got done. I remember one time I was sick, came to school, managed to get in a group because I'm not kind of getting left from the group. I got in a group somehow. We did that course. I mean, I've ended up all in my first year. I managed to pass all my courses by second semester, and each time during the straight semester, I would be like, yo, I'm done with this semester. I always been mentally checked out, but somehow I always, like, with the help of God, seem to just deep down deep and find the extra strength, able to grind it out and able to reach the finish line in the semester. Sure, the devil thought I couldn't make it to the finish line, but each and every time I proved him wrong every time. And the devil's been a wreck in my life, y'all, but I'm still here. So I passed all my courses in my first year. I did fail math. That was a bit did it over. This year for my reason I failed that, so now I have to do it over again. It's kind of frustrating, but some obstacles you just gotta find a way to get through them no matter what. Somehow I find a way around that. So second year was extremely challenging than I thought. I even underestimated the second year because I didn't thought it would take me a toll on me mentally, but it did, especially the first semester. I mean, I remember I was running for SRO position. It was high stakes. I got to compete against one person, so, and I really wanted to win that badly, but I caught an L. I lost. Thought I couldn't get out around that, but as I said, I'm a fighter. I always seem to find a way to get over things I don't think I could get over. So I got over that. I finished a coursework that I had due the day after the election day. Did that course. I wanted to take a week off because I couldn't bother. I was mentally drained prior to holiday come, but when you have someone that encourages you to keep grinding and just believe in you, it encourages you to continue to fight and continue to grind out. So I grinded out, reached the finish line. Long story for the first semester, passed all my courses. Don't know how I do it, but but second year now really submitted everything, because the second semester really submitted everything that no doubt for good that I am a mental fighter. I'm a fighter mentally, because this is where I faced a course that I never thought I would face, like Spanish. And then, long story short, I passed everything, got A's and B's. I made my significant mark despite what was going on, the stress and everything else. So that's enough my story of me of my recognition about being a fighter, y'all. And that was all in aftermath of knowing my autism. So that's the end of my channel. Remember to subscribe, like to my comment to my YouTube channel. Good night, everyone.